Misadventures, everybody. I'm Melissa Banczak, and welcome to episode 42 of Books Cubed, the show where I chat with the indie authors that you should be reading. It is Thursday, September 12th, 2019, and I'm dying to know what you're reading. So leave me a comment. For the podcast, just scroll down to the show notes, and there's a link there. And if you're on YouTube, you know what to do. So what have I been reading? Thank you for asking. Let's see. I've been reading some nonfiction, The Writer's Guide to Training Your Dragon by Scott Baker. I have got arthritis. I am super young. Well, all kinds of people get arthritis, but I always thought that if I got arthritis, I'd be like really old. But anyway, so I've got arthritis in my right hand and I'm having issues typing. So I have a Mac. I don't have a PC. And Dragon dictation software does not work real well on Macs. And, but I was told that for doing dictation that I should listen to Scott's book anyway, because he had some great recommendations for all kinds of stuff involving dictation. And I listened to the book and it was awesome. If you are a writer and you're thinking of doing dictation, his book is worth it. Get the audio version so you can listen to him. And it's a great book. And even if you're not going to use Dragon dictation software, there's a lot of stuff that he talks about with dictation that I hadn't even thought about. And so it was just a wonderful book to have. And in fiction, I'm looking at my board so I say it right. I am reading Sins of the Angel by Lydia M. Hawk. Awesome book. It's a whole series. I don't know. I want to say there are at least 3 books in the series. So I'm on the first one. It is very good. I don't want to give anything away. If you like paranormal, check it out. Check out her stuff. And I will have links in the show notes. So today, let's get right to the show. Today on the show, I am talking with horror author Alex C. Gates. He was on a couple months ago now, I think it was, and he's got some book recommendations for me. Very excited to hear about those. And we are going to talk about, he's part of a new anthology. And I'm sure if you were on Facebook, you heard about that event for storming Area 51. And I think like thousands of people said they were going to go, and the government went, uh-oh. And they kept telling people, don't show up because we will arrest you and do horrible things and experiments and all kinds of stuff. You'll end up in the UFOs being shipped back to wherever they came from, probably. So anyway, they were smart, and they said, let's write a bunch of short stories having to do with storming Area 51, which is a great idea. And you can pre-order the book now and through when it comes out on September 20th. So he's going to talk some about that too. So let's get right to it. Okay, welcome back, Alex. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, I'm really excited to hear what you have been reading, because I usually sit every Sunday on Instagram and I just scroll through authors' pages, and any titles that catch my eye, I run to Amazon and I get a sample. And that's where I find a lot of books that I read. But it's been so crazy lately, I have not been able to do that. So I thought, why don't I have some of my favorite authors on and we can chat about what they're reading. So
perfect idea.
I gotta ask about your dog. You have the cutest dog, and I just haven't been on Instagram at all to even see pictures. So how is your dog?
Yeah, she's doing awesome. She actually just got spayed 2 days ago. So
oh, that's great.
But yeah, it's awesome, and she's recovering like a champ. You think she never had surgery at all? She's just running around, jumping all over the place. I'm like, take it easy, Stella. I don't want you to tear stitches. So I'm trying not to encourage the plane right now, but
she's a fur ball. What I want to say, she's a golden retriever.
She's a golden doodle.
A golden doodle. That's it.
Poodle, yeah.
So how big do those get?
She'll be about 22 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, it's perfect for our house too. Perfect size. So right now she's about 20 pounds. The vet just weighed her, so she might get a little bit bigger. So,
Nice, because when we evacuated, there were a couple people with labradoodles, and they were huge.
oh yeah,
They were like small
yeah.
horses.
Oh yeah. So there's a standard size, which would be the huge ones that get to be like 80 pounds, and then there's a mini size, and she's a mini.
Oh, good.
So her breed gets to be about 20 to 25 pounds.
Oh,
So
good. That's fine. I like
she's a
portable
little
dogs.
smaller.
They're portable are just so much
Yeah.
easier to deal with.
Oh, she's so easy. You just put her in the car and she can sleep right at your feet and travel with her anywhere. So
Oh, nice, nice.
perfect size.
Okay, we got the dog update out of the way, so I'm happy to hear about her.
Oh yeah.
And so, what? Tell
If
me.
anyone wants to see pictures, if anyone wants to see pictures of her, just go to Instagram, Alex C Gates.
Oh, yeah, good. I'll put a link in the show notes. His dog is
Yeah,
adorable, so you definitely want to go and see pictures. So, what are you reading
yeah.
right now?
I actually read. I'm kind of weird, and I read about 5 books at one time. So, um, yeah, and I just kind of cycle through them based on my location. I have like one in my car, one in my bedroom, all over the place. One on my phone for audio. Um, so I'm reading by Dan Wilcox. They Rot. He's an indie author, and it's a post-apocalyptic novel. And I'm currently writing a post-apocalyptic novel, so it's kind of nice to see how he's writing it versus what I'm trying to do. I'm also reading Shane Silver's, his Nate Temple series. Have you heard of that one?
Oh, yes, yes, I've heard of that one, but I have not. Another post-apoc?
No, that one's urban fantasy.
Urban
So
fantasy. What,
he's really popular.
who were his protagonists in that?
Nate Temple's the main protagonist, and I've only
Okay.
actually read the first book. So what's that?
Vampires, werewolves?
Oh yeah, yeah. So vampires, werewolves, wizards. It's kind of like Jim Butcher's Dresden series or
Oh, yeah, I
Dresden.
like that series.
Yeah, yeah. So I've only read the first book. I've read about all of Jim Butcher, so I'll keep you updated on which one I end up liking better.
Yeah,
But
definitely,
so
definitely.
far,
Now, the first one, what was the first one again that you mentioned?
it's called They Rot by Dan Wilcox, the
Dan
post-apocalyptic
Wilcox.
one.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, and what's that one
Yeah.
about?
That one is post-apocalyptic, so it's about. I'm only about 50 pages in, but so far it's about this elderly couple taking in a kind of like a straggler survivor and them kind of working out dynamics of surviving without venturing into the world and kind of courting danger. Like, we should just stay here in our safety. And then it's like, no, we need to go out and see what else is out there, who else we can kind of like hook up with. So that's the kind of the early struggle.
Yeah, oh boy, and that's I don't know, what would you do if it was you? Would you stay or would you venture out?
Man, I think it'd be so easy to stay, especially if because they have food and they kind of have a little security system set up. I think it'd just be so easy to stay. But I don't know. I think I'd stay in the beginning.
I think I would too, at least until I ran out of food or supplies. And you just don't know who's out there. It's
Yeah.
bad enough. It's bad enough just day to day in the regular world,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine being in a post-apoc world. And I've really gotten into reading post-apoc lately.
Oh, really?
And,
Cool.
what am I reading right now? Right now, I'm finishing up the Empty Body series, and
Oh,
by
by
Zach
Doug Liman?
Hannon. And
Okay.
I'm in book 2, and I only listen in the car or when I'm walking my dog. And
Oh.
I hadn't walked my dog much lately, so I haven't gotten as far as I thought I would be. I thought I'd be done like a month ago. But I think I'm gonna need to dedicate some time to walking her more. It's just been
Yeah.
so hot here in Florida. And
Oh,
my
yeah, I
dog is
bet.
really old
You're in
and she
Florida. Are
doesn't
you
want to go
okay?
outside.
Is Dorian gonna affect you at all?
We were worried that it was going to, so it was still being projected as coming right at us. And so we evacuated. What day did we leave? We left Sunday. We evacuated on Sunday just in
Wow.
case, because I lived in Charleston during Hugo in 1989. That was a Category 4, and it was a direct hit.
Wow.
And it was really scary being in the house and listening to the wind shake the house. And the house wasn't that well built anyway. We had a lot of problems with it. And I was really surprised that it was still standing at the end of the storm. But the area
Yeah,
was
wow.
devastated. Yeah, we were without power for a while, and we learned as soon as we got here to Florida, we bought a generator, and this is our 3rd season and we still haven't used it. So that's been good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. And
Well, hopefully you guys.
I meant to come home on Wednesday. My husband had to go back to work Wednesday, but we were at Disney World and I have a season pass, but my kids still had 2 days left on their 5-day tickets. So we said, well, we'll stay up here if you don't mind. He's like, okay, whatever. So we came home Friday, which was
Okay.
good. I got some writing done. I actually got some writing done while I was standing in lines waiting for rides on the first day, because it was still crowded that first day. Yeah.
Were you writing on your
And after
phone?
that, yeah, I was really surprised. And then after that, it was like nobody in the park. So I didn't have line time to do any writing. And then we were out so long, all day long, every day.
That's crazy.
I had like 26,000 steps every day. And I came home absolutely, I know, I'm looking at my watch going, oh my God, am I going to hit 30 today? I'm getting close. So yeah, by the end of each day, it was crazy with just all the walking. But Star Wars Land opened,
Oh,
and
how was that?
yeah, it was amazing. We went up 2 weeks ago for opening day, and I did last week's podcast about it. Had a lot of pictures, talked about it. It was crazy. We got there at like 3:30 in the morning, and we were really surprised at how many people were already there. And they ended up opening, they were going to open the park at 6, but there were so many people there, they opened it just after 4 to let everybody in, to get the crowds kind of down and more manageable size in the front end, because it was just crazy. And we didn't ride the Millennium Falcon that day. We didn't do anything. We got something to eat, but we just kind of walked around and looked at everything and took a lot of pictures. And then we were out of the land by like 6:30 in the morning, and we went off and did other stuff, and then went home and slept. But it was absolutely nuts. But very. It's got a very post-apoc feel to the land itself. There is, I happen to have it right next to me. This is their brochure. So you can see even the brochures. You walk into the park, if you're on video, you can see this. And if you're not, sorry, go to the video. But you can see there's like blaster marks on the park program itself even. It's a tan color, and it's got like splotches of black here and there. And it was like that throughout the whole of the park. It just felt like there'd been a battle recently and these people were recovering. And, you had stormtroopers that would walk through, and instead of walking around people, they'd walk toward the crowd and they'd part you. They'd make you get out of their way. So that was a lot of fun. And they'd kind of yell at you.
Yeah.
At one point I was taking pictures of one up on a railing looking down at me, and he starts yelling at me and waving his gun, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get out of here.
They wouldn't be able to hit you anyway.
Yeah, it's not quite Westworld, but I think that's where these theme parks are headed, where you're an immersed experience. Because once you're in there, everything is written in that, whatever the language is there. I love Star Wars. I was 13 when the first one came out. I went to the theater and saw it right when it came out, because I've been watching the trailers. I can still remember sitting in front of the TV and watching that first trailer for the first Star Wars movie that came out. But after that, I really didn't pay much attention. I didn't like the movies after that. I know Star Wars fans are like, but just that first one in my mind, the first one was it, and nothing else happened after that. And it just made a really nice movie, had a beginning and a middle and an end. And I really didn't care about Darth Vader's backstory, and I didn't want to know what happened next. It was just, didn't want to know. But anyway, so you feel very immersed, and you can do the play program where you go into the park and it has you do all these different missions, and you collect things. And my kids did it more than I did. I only did it a little bit because I was wandering off, because Toy Story Land didn't have any lines and I wanted to ride the roller coaster. The dog roller coaster. So I left all the Star Wars stuff to go do that. But I think that's what's going to be coming in the future, very immersed worlds. And one of your co-writers in and I never remember the name of it, in Undead Tales, 15 Thrilling Zombie Stories, A Night of the Writing Dead Anthology, Larry Drake.
Yes, you nailed it.
Yeah, Lori had written her story about a park where they are immersed in the park, and then the zombie apocalypse happens. And I think it was
Oh,
Gunslinger.
okay.
And that was really cool. And I got to thinking, that would be really bizarre to be stuck inside some sort of a theme park or a world or something, and everything goes crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. And
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
a really interesting idea.
Yeah. It's just and I told her, I said, I'm done with the short story, but I need like a trilogy of these characters. So get writing. She's like,
It's kind of like
working on other things. I said,
Jurassic Park
no,
with
put everything
zombies.
down. Yeah, and start that right now. So what are
Yeah.
you working on right now?
I'm actually currently working on a post-apocalyptic trilogy for the Molten Universe Media. That's Jay Thorne's and Zach Bohannon's publishing company.
Yeah.
And so it's not so much zombies, but like alien zombies. So it's
Oh,
alien invasion, and the alien invasion kind of spreads the zombie virus, if you will.
oh, I love that. Can you talk about this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
I
hope
will
so.
double check because I don't want them to get mad at us.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
double
talk
check
about it
and
a
I'll cut
little
that
bit.
out if he gets mad at us and says we can't. So
Yeah, I'll give you very vague details, I guess. So
yeah, just don't go into too many
it's
details. So
yeah, so it's gonna
cool.
be
So
told about
that's
500
gonna be a
years.
trilogy.
Yeah, a trilogy, and it takes place about 500 years from the actual infection point, and so it's kind of how the world has moved on from that,
Yeah.
and a new apocalypse is coming, or so it's prophesied. So it's how this post-apocalyptic world has rebuilt itself and how they're preparing for the new apocalypse. So there's a lot of like epic fantasy tropes in there as well.
Oh, nice, nice. Will you finish the whole series before it's released?
Yes, I will. So I'm about 3 days off of finishing book 2, and book 3 should hopefully be done before the end of October.
Fantastic. When will these be out?
I don't know. So then I got to turn it into Jay and Zach, and we got to go through the editing process and you know all that fun stuff, and create a marketing strategy and release it based on their publishing kind of timeline. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm hoping late 2019 or early 2020.
That would be fantastic. When it's done, you got to come back on and
I
talk
know.
about it.
Yeah.
'Cause that sounds right up my alley. I love aliens, and I'm really getting into post-apoc right now, and the
Oh,
whole
perfect.
just people thrown out of their comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Just people challenged with something that's never been seen before. I also have recently finished a short story for another anthology. And this anthology is based on the Area 51 meme. I'm sure you've heard of it, where everyone's going to raid Area 51 on September 20th.
Yeah.
And so I finished my short story, sent that one in. The anthology is called Stormy Area 51. And the publisher put it together. His name is J.R. Hanley. And so the story I wrote is about pretty much everyone invades Area 51. It's hard to explain the story without giving away the twist, though.
Oh, don't give
But
the
pretty
twist
much,
away. Don't give the twist away.
all right.
It sounds great. I remember when that meme, I hadn't been on Facebook or anything, and all of a sudden everybody was talking about storming Area 51, and I thought, what the hell? What didn't it start as some guy just for a joke set up an event,
Facebook, yeah.
a Facebook. Now,
Yep.
is it still? I guess people got distracted by chicken sandwiches at Popeyes, and I
Yeah,
don't know if
running
they're
out of
all still
chicken
going to show up.
sandwiches. Yeah, I don't.
Attention span is really, really short.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still people are actually gonna plan to do it, or if they're still talking about it, or what. On September 20th, the anthology is gonna be released. So, and there's 35 stories in that one.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this will be up before then, but I will go back and
Hmm.
I will add the link to that anthology. So if you're listening, let's see, this goes out. I don't know.
Well,
This goes out soon.
it
But
is on pre-order right now.
Oh, it's on pre-order. Oh, fantastic. So shoot
Yeah.
me the link and then I will put it in the show notes so everyone can go down and grab a copy. And it's 35 short stories.
Yes.
Oh, that's
35.
fantastic. And I love that. That's a fantastic, fantastic idea. And see, that's the kind of thing as indie authors that we need to do is grab onto things that are topical, especially.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
after this whole craze fades, and in years from now, when nobody remembers that people were going to storm Area 51, people will still be interested because it's a zombie theme, and zombies are eternal in life
Yeah.
and in the
Yeah.
public interest. So.
Yep. So
So have you thought farther ahead to what you'll be doing after you finish the current series that you're working on? What's the title of the series you're working on? Do you have a title yet?
I do not have a title.
Okay, so
It's currently Zach and Jay's series.
I like that. I like
So,
that. And they know their
um,
stuff, so they'll help you come up with something really good, I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
they're
So
really good at that
have you
stuff.
thought farther beyond this third book?
I have, yeah, not in the same series, a different series that I'll be publishing myself. And that's kind of why I'm reading Shane Silver's right now. I'm also reading the Harry Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, because I'm going to jump into urban fantasy, so dark urban fantasy. And I have 9 books planned for that one.
Nice.
And that's 3 different trilogies. So the goal would be to create 3 different characters, write a trilogy for each of them, and then combine them into like an Avengers type of giant trilogy. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that
yeah.
would work good if you had a common theme set around all of them. And
Mm-hmm.
then after you finish the 9, if the public wants more, you can
Yeah.
jump in and you can keep working off that same universe that you've
Yeah.
created.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
smart.
So
There's a guy, oh God, I can't think of his name. He has written like 1,000 books. I'm sure it's not that many, but he's created this world with in outer space, and he is just he just keeps writing books, spinning off from this universe. And it was really
mm-hmm.
smart on his part because people that buy any of his books that buy into that world, they're going to want to know more about that world and characters in that world. I mean, it's like the Star Wars idea.
Yeah.
You've got all these
Oh
spin-off
yeah.
movies and ideas, and you've got the Clone Wars, and you've got, I don't know, whatever the other things are, and various movies coming out that people are going to go see because it is that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to just do the trilogy with this character, trilogy with this character, trilogy with this character. And if one of them doesn't get popular, then just kind of abandon it. And if one of them does, just kind of keep going. So
Yeah, I think that's really smart. That's really smart. I'm still figuring everything out myself, and I'm only on book 2 of my first series. And
mm-hmm.
I'll see how things go after I've hit the third one. I have ideas for the first 4, but
What genre is it?
it's I thought it was mystery, but I keep getting grouped in with cozy mystery, which is fine. I like cozy mystery.
Yeah.
Each book takes place in a different city. So I was thinking that I always thought that cozy was just the same series, the same city all the time. But somebody asked me a bunch of questions and I answered yes. And she went, "Oh, you're cozy mystery." I said, "Okay, whatever." Whatever makes it easier to market if I know the type of readers that like it. And I've got the second and third and the fourth, like I said. Then I've got a sci-fi fantasy bizarre thing that I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. So it was a screenplay I wrote that never got produced, and I think I'm just going to turn it into a series. I think I can get 3 to 5 books. I'm hoping I can get 5 books out of it because
awesome.
because readers tend to want, and I know especially for me, when I sit down, when I look for a book or an author, the more books they have, the easier it is to hit buy on that first one. Because if they've only got like one book, then I have to look for another book after I'm done with theirs. I got to go find another writer. So I can understand that the public wants us to write a lot of books, in the same series. And it's like with binge watching TV. We just sat
Yeah.
down and watched Stranger Things. I think it was 8 episodes. And I think I
Hmm.
did it in a day. So
Oh yeah. And they're so good that it's hard to turn it off.
I know season 3 was really good. And
I
I was
know.
worried that it wouldn't, because I think I put on this. Alex and I are in the same Slack group with. I think you're in our Slack group. Are you in the Slack group? Maybe
Which
not.
one? I'm in
Um,
a couple.
we might be in the same one. I can't remember now. But anyway, I had written, "Why the hell does anybody still live in this town?" After the 3rd season.
Yeah, right? But
Like,
that's like
why
a horror
doesn't
movie.
everybody? Why
Like, why
isn't
do
there been a
people?
mass exodus out of this place? Because it is scary, and more than these people, more than the main characters, other people saw this stuff too.
Yeah.
So you'd
But that's
think,
like when I read a Stephen King novel. Why do people continue to live in Derry, Maine?
yes, I know, I know, I know. I was. Have you seen it yet?
Not the newest one.
Not this one.
Not part two.
Okay, I haven't seen either, and I have not read this book. I think it's been out for a really long time, which is really bad on my part.
You
Um,
haven't read it?
yeah, it's so I need. My kids said that they're going to find the one with the kids that came out like last year, the year before, or whatever, and we're going to watch
Okay.
that one first, and then go to the theater and see part 2.
Uh-huh.
But I was thinking about it yesterday because I caught an X-Files episode that Stephen King had written with the doll that kept saying, "I want to play. Let's have fun."
Oh, uh-huh.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard of it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was on yesterday. It
Oh.
I think it was season 5, but it might have been earlier. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of what the seasons were. Uh,
Hmm.
but it was it was really good. It was really good.
Oh,
Uh,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. It's what made me think of Stephen King's It, and then I
Oh, okay.
got my kids cornered and said, "Okay, we got to go see this latest." I had I haven't read a lot of his stuff recently. Mr. Mercedes I
Okay.
picked up, and after the first chapter, I was so distraught. After the first chapter, I couldn't read on.
You gotta put it down. I just finished reading The Outsider, which is one of his more recent ones. Um, and as a kid, he was by far my favorite author. And so I had read about probably 90% of his works up until that point. And then when I turned 18, I just kind of started reading other things, venturing out. And so now that's one of my other books I'm reading right now is I'm going back and rereading his entire, I guess, all his works. So,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. When I hit about
yeah.
22, 23, I started reading other stuff and not, I think I started reading shorter books. Because before then
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I was just finishing college and I got married when I was 23 or 24. And then I
Okay.
had my first daughter at 25. So then it was just, I didn't have time or the energy to carry a book that was, this thick anymore.
Yeah. Well, now you have a Kindle, so you don't have to.
Yes, that's wonderful. I was so excited when the Kindle came out. It's wonderful. Yeah, I have mine somewhere. I had taken it on a trip and then I unpacked it and I put it somewhere safe. And I have no idea where it is. I wish they had a little
Oh,
bell on it that would find my Kindle, they're like find your
yeah.
phone.
Well,
I'm
find
sure
your
it's
phone.
around
Yeah.
somewhere. Um, we're moving again. The people were renting and the homeowners are selling their house, so I have to move again. So
Oh, geez.
I'm sure I will find it as I unpack things at the new house. I'm one of those throw everything in a box, take it to the new house, dump it on the floor kind of people, and then put it away,
Oh,
throw it away, depending
yeah.
on what I'm going to do with it. Uh, but we have
What you
issues
need.
because we can't figure out where we want to live. We like Port St.
Hmm.
Lucie, but we're not sure where we want to live. So we've just been renting and just kind of wandering around. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You're gonna stay in Florida?
yeah, I think so. I think so. Even though my husband
Yeah.
keeps threatening to leave, I didn't like the winters in Wisconsin, and he doesn't like the summers here. So we've got some issues
Oh.
we need to work out. So I
Uh,
think if we could find a place with a lake, doesn't have to be a big lake, but
hmm.
being right on water tends to make it a little cooler. You get that nice breeze off the
Yeah.
water. But I don't want to live near the
Mhm.
ocean because of hurricanes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, and I had been right before Dory and I had been talking about, well, maybe we should just get a condo on Hutchinson Island. And I'm like, oh, after
You're
this,
glad you did
it's like,
that?
forget about hurricanes. And then when one comes through and everybody starts evacuating, you're like, oh, yeah, that might not be the best idea.
Yeah,
Not at all,
yeah.
you know?
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that'd be tough. Hmm.
Okay, so we've got everything that you're working on. I can't wait for you to finish. So hurry up and keep writing this one you're working on so that you guys can all get it edited and out for the public. And then you've got
Yes.
what's the name of the
Urban fantasy.
September anthology? No,
Oh, the
The
September
Storming Area
anthology.
51.
Yes, Storming Area 51.
Okay, Storming Area 51. So just email me the link and I'll put it in the show notes. Everybody
I
check that
will.
out. I'll have a link for, I'm going to forget the title again. Undead Tales, 15 Thrilling Zombie Stories, A Night of the Writing Dead Anthology. Oh my God, Jay and Zach, can you come up with a shorter title next time? Okay, so, but that book is excellent also. Lots of good stories. Yours was one of my favorite in that
Yes,
one. And I can't
thank
wait
you.
for the next short story and this anthology. So it sounds great. Where can people find you out there on the World
Um,
Wide Web?
you could go to my website, which I never update, at alexcgates.com. But if you do go there, you could join my mailing list, and I do offer a episodic free short story about twice a month. So that is a continuing type of urban fantasy series. So if you want to join that, go ahead and join my email list. And again, alexcgates.com. Also, if you go to Instagram, you can follow my dog, and that is handle at alexcgates.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, and write everything down because my ears are crap and I'll type it in wrong. So
Oh, perfect.
sounds good. Thank you so much. And you come back once that stuff is out so we can talk about that too.
Yes, yes, I will. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thanks for being on. And I will go and check
Yep,
out those books that you recommended. And like I said, I'm really excited for some new stuff to read.
perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
The anthology Storming Area 51 is out in September 20th. So it's just a couple weeks. Go ahead and check that out. In the meantime, send us some star love if you're on the podcast. Drop down to the show notes, leave a comment. There's a little link to click so that they're all in the same place and I can find them. On YouTube, you know what to do. It's really easy to leave comments. And I guess you can follow us on YouTube and click that little bell and it'll let you know when there's new episodes. And let's see what else. Oh, Instagram. And by we I mean me, the show is on Instagram. So you can find me there under Books Cubed and leave me recommendations. And if it's your own book, that's fine. I'm always looking for stuff to read. I usually spend Sundays perusing Instagram and going through and looking for authors and then checking out if they have titles that are interesting. I usually go and check them out and at least get a sample of their book. And so, save me some free up my Sundays by sending me some recommendations. And that's it for this week. So I will see you next time and go read a good book.